Hello everyone, welcome to the Canadian Edge. My name's Brian. We're going to be looking at another knife today. Actually, my first review of a buck knife. At least, I think it's a buck knife. This is the Buck Matrixx 3.3. It has a blade length of 3.3 inches. Maybe that's where they get the 3.3. Open, it's 7.5 inches long, and closed, it's 4.25 inches. The steel is a 420 HC, and it's a clip point. And the weight is 3.9 ounces. The handle is made from aluminum, and the pocket clip is stainless steel. So this knife, the reason I say I think it's a buck knife is because I cannot find it on any of the buck website or any knife site that promotes buck. So I'm not sure if this is actually a buck knife or not. It does carry the buck name. It is made in China. So I'm going to assume it's a buck knife, but it's a very cheaply made buck knife. This knife sells for about $40 in the store. The store had a sale, Canadian Tire if you're Canadian, and it was on for $12.50. So I thought, oh, why not? I'll give it a try and see what it's like. And I have to admit that it's a different knife. Well, I'll take a little more closer look at it. It does have jimping on the back of the blade and some castellation for grip. It is a liner lock, and it is a little thicker knife, not too bad, but it's a little bulkier than some. And the handle is textured, but there it's got the texture. There it is very slippery. If you had wet hands, this knife would be very hard to hang on to. And yeah, it doesn't give you a whole lot of grip. You'd want to make sure you've got a good grip if you were using this knife in wet circumstances, rain or stuff like that. So let's take a look and see what it's like. 420C, as you know, is a little bit better than 440. And I have not sharpened this. I pulled it out of the package, kind of looked at it. And so, see how sharp it is? Well, it forces paper. Yeah, it does cut. So it does have a bit of an edge to it, but not razor sharp as it says in the ad. But let's see how it goes through the good old zip tie. Oops. And well, it goes through there. A little bit of effort. How about cord? Oh, it goes through the cord pretty easy. And the heavier cord. Oh, goes through that pretty easy. So it does come with an edge, but yeah, it's not too bad, actually, considering it's an inexpensive knife. So what do I like about this? Well, I thought it looked not too bad until I actually got it out of the package, and that it's not a bad knife. It's probably not a knife I'm going to keep for a long period of time. I'll give it away to a friend or something like that, one of my grandsons or something. But yeah, it looks okay. I'd have more dislikes. One thing I do like is the jimping and the castellations. It does give you some grip there. And you do get a bit of grip on here with your fingertips. But again, it's a very slick knife. What I don't like about this, number one, it doesn't have a thumb screw or flip to open, so it is definitely a two-handed knife. It is tip-up carry, which is nice. And the pocket clip is deep, as you can see. And so I like that about it, but I don't like that you have to open it with two hands. And the slippery handle. I really don't care for how slick it is. It would be an easy knife to drop. But you can see it does have Buck on there, and it does have Buck on, oops, sorry, get the light flashing in there, on the pocket clip. So yeah, would I pay 40 bucks for it? No. And the opening mechanism, the pivot is a little stiff. It definitely needs some lubrication, which I'll probably put a couple drops of lubrication on it just to make it work better. But would I pay 40 bucks for this knife? No, not a chance. Would I pay 12 bucks for this knife? Well, maybe. Well, obviously I did. So yeah, I wouldn't want to pay more than $12. It doesn't quite line up down the middle, but it's fairly close. But yeah, it'd be a good like first knife for a kid, or just a knife in your junk drawer that you need to cut things with. I personally wouldn't carry this as an everyday carry just because I don't like the fact that it's two-hand opening, and again the slipperiness of it. So yeah, that is the Buck Matrixx 3.3, and it's definitely a very inexpensive knife. So hope you enjoy this review of the Buck. I believe Buck actually makes better knives than what this one is, but this one's just a cheap knife for around the house, I guess. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the review, and if you did, please leave a like or a comment. Hit subscribe. We'll do another review in a couple days, but until then, stay safe and stay sharp.